Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Melissa Siegel. I'm a professor of migration studies, and this is a channel about all things migration. Today we're going to continue with our migration country series looking at the United Kingdom. And in our country series, it is generally a three-part series where we look at the history of migration in the country, the migration policy and governance in the country, and the current migration situation. And today we're continuing with the third part in the series looking at the current migrant situation or migration situation in the country today. Of course, if you're interested in the other videos, please do check out parts 1 and 2. I'll put them here and link them down in the description below. If you're interested also in other countries that I have done country video series on, you can check out that playlist also here and linked in the description below. Now let's just jump right in and look at the current situation of migration in the UK today. So let's first look at the difference between EU migration and non-EU migration, and that has been quite an important point in the UK discussion in recent history. The UK, though, has now left the European Union, so some of these things are going to become a moot point in the future. But let's first look at the situation in 2019. People born outside of the UK made up an estimated 14% of the UK's population, or 9.5 million people. Although the numbers of EU migrants have increased more rapidly than non-EU migrants over the past decade, the non-EU foreign-born still make up the majority of the foreign-born population in the country. And here you can see some statistics again from the Migration Observatory at Oxford University between 2004 and 2019. And yes, you can see that the EU citizenship group has increased over time, but still there are more non-EU citizens based in the UK today. Here we can see migrants as a share of the UK population during the same time period between 2004 and 2019. And you can see the people who have non-UK nationality make up anywhere between 5% and let's say 8 or 9% during this period. And while those who are non-UK born make up anywhere between 9% and 14% in this period. So this also helps to actually give you a different idea of how migrants can actually be classified. So people could be classified as foreign born, or a migrant could just be classified as someone who does not have citizenship of the country at the time. If you're also interested to learn more about who a migrant is or the definitions of migrants, you can check out my video here and linked in the description below. Now here we can also see the age distribution of migrants in the UK in 2019. Again, still information from the Migration Observatory at Oxford University. Compared to the UK born, migrants are more likely to be aged 26 to 64 and less likely to be children or people of retirement age. And that is completely normal. In general, we see that migrants make up more of the working age population, just by kind of definition of the reasons for migration and how people often migrate. So this is quite in line with other countries. The regional distribution, though, of migrants you can see here. London has the largest number of migrants among all regions in the UK. So on one side, you can see the share of migrants in the region and what share of people in the region are migrants. So slightly different things there. Here you can see the different countries of birth, so of where the top 10 countries of birth and nationality among immigrants in the UK, again in 2019. India became the most common country of origin for migrants in the UK after a number of Poles left the UK. So you can see the difference here between country of birth and nationality in these two different graphs. So the important countries of birth are India, Poland, Pakistan, Romania, the Republic of Ireland, Germany, Bangladesh, South Africa, Italy, and China. Whereas if we look at nationalities, because of course many people that were born in India or some of the other countries have also gained UK citizenship, but by nationality then we see Polish, Romanian, Indian, Ireland, Italy, Portugal, Pakistan, France, Lithuania, and Spain. So now if we look at reasons for moving to the UK, and we see this split between people coming from the EU and those that were not from the EU. About half of the non-EU born migrants in the UK said they came to the country for family reasons in 2019, while the most common reason for migration among EU migrants was work. So you can already see some differences there. However, of course, for EU migrants, family reasons were also important. And study, again, also is an important factor for both groups. The UK is one of the most important countries for international students around the world. Now here we can look at net migration. So what is net migration? It's the difference between the number of people that enter the country in a given year and the people that leave in a given year. And here you can see that net migration to the UK was an estimated 270,000 in 2019, actually down from 331,000 in the year ending in March of 2015. So here we can see how this has changed over time from 1991 to 2019. And you can see again that in general, there were more people entering the country than leaving the country. It is, however, important to note that emigration from the United Kingdom is also quite substantial. And at different points in time, actually in the recent history, the UK has actually been in the top 10 of migrant sending countries around the world. So while we often think of the UK as mainly just a migrant receiving country, it's important to also note that the UK is also definitely a migrant sending country. Here you can see net migration to the UK by citizenship, again between that same period. So this is broken down by EU and non-EU nationals, and the net migration of EU citizens rose substantially from 2012 and onwards, and then fell sharply in June of 2016 after the EU referendum to leave the European Union. So this really has had a strong impact on European citizens wanting to stay in the UK. Here you can see immigration to the UK by reason. So here you can see work, study, family, or other reasons. So one of the main reasons to migrate to the UK was for work or study. Now we can turn our attention to asylum seeking in the UK, and here we can see the number of people who claimed asylum and who had positive initial decisions, and refugees resettled per year in the UK between 1979 and 2019. You can see that, of course, there are many fewer positive decisions compared to the number of asylum seekers that actually put in a claim in the UK. You can also see different points here where we know that there were severe conflicts that also drove more asylum applications at the period. So you can see the conflict with Sri Lanka and the Somali civil war. You can also see conflicts in Afghanistan, Iraq, Somalia, and former Yugoslavia. And you can also see from 2010 to 2019, these are refugees that have been resettled. So these come under schemes where countries agree to resettle refugees, often from camps in other countries. And of course, this is a very, very small portion of migrants in the UK and also of refugees in the UK. Here you can also see where asylum seekers and resettled refugees are hosted in the UK and which parts of the country. So the Northeast and Northwest host more than other regions in the country. And you can see here how it is broken down between actual asylum seekers and resettled refugees. Now we can turn to the nationalities of the people seeking asylum in the UK and the top 15 most common countries of origin in 2019. What you can also see here is this is all for 2019, the number of people that asked for asylum, the percentage of people the percentage from all the people that were seeking asylum, and the percent ultimately granted asylum or leave to remain between this period. or during this period. So we have Iran, Albania, Iraq, Pakistan, Afghanistan, India, Eritrea, Sudan, Vietnam, China, Nigeria, Syria, Bangladesh, Turkey, and El Salvador. And what you can see very clearly is that there are some countries like India that have had a very low rate of people who were granted asylum or leave to remain, whereas you have other countries like Eritrea or Syria or Iran, where a much higher proportion of people coming from these countries were given the right to stay in the country. These are also the top nationalities of refugees that were resettled in the country. So again, remember, they're generally in camps in other countries, and then the UK agreed to take these people in. So the top countries were from Syria, then and Syria was by far the largest with 68%, then Somalia, Iraq, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Sudan, Ethiopia, Bhutan, Eritrea, Afghanistan, and the occupied Palestinian territories. But really, Syria is by far the most important country for resettled refugees. As I spoke about in the video also on policy, maybe it's good just to quickly have a small note on Hong Kong here, that due to the civil unrest that has taken place in Hong Kong and due to the personal freedoms being affected, the UK has offered all British national overseas passport holders and their dependents a route to citizenship in the UK, and all BNO passport holders will be given the right to remain in the UK, including the right to work and study for 5 years, and then after 5 years they'll be able to apply for settled status and then gain citizenship. And this is quite a new development. Now, we've also talked about health workers and the NHS, both in the policy video and in the history of migration to the UK, where healthcare workers have been important throughout time in the UK. But let's look at what the current situation is now. As of January 2020, 167,000 NHS staff report a non-British nationality. So that is close to 14% of NHS workers do not hold British citizenship. Between the non-British nationalities reported, there are over 200 countries represented within the NHS, so very diverse. And just over 67,000 are from the EU. Here you can see the top nationalities that are represented in the NHS. So besides the UK or British, we have Indian, Filipino, Irish, Polish, Nigerian, Portuguese, Italian, Spanish, Romanian, Pakistani, Zimbabwean, and Greek. And here you can see nationality of NHS staff by country grouping very clearly. So you can see the UK, but then also the EU, South Asia, Southeast Asia, Sub-Saharan Africa, and then you can also see Latin America, Oceania, North Africa, North America, the Middle East and Central Asia, East Asia, Europe, and South America. And so here I think you can see very clearly where these different NHS staff workers are coming and how important they are not only to the NHS but to the economy in general. Now, I hope that's just given you a quick overview of the current migration situation in the UK today. Again, if you're interested in the history of migration to the country, which of course has also been very important for the patterns that we also see today, you can check out that video here and in the description below. And I will also make sure to put the video on migration policy in the UK also in the description below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos that I upload every week on different migration topics. Please do ask questions in the comments below. Let me know also what kind of videos you would like to see in the future, and I do hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.